Where do we go? Most of the time. Most of the time, we don't have anyone. We're so alone. Oh, damn. There's already people in the chat here.
I show up and the first thing I see in the chat is
Stovia is not a club. It's a state of mind. So what does that mean? Is it what kind of state of mind is Restovia then? That's wild. Where can you watch the game outside of Italy? It would be on VBTV. That would be where you can watch the game outside of Italy. I guess this is what happens when you schedule it way earlier. You know, just go live right off the bat. You got people waiting in the chat. What's going on, everyone? How we doing? Yeah, you can watch on VBTV. If not, you can always join the Volleyball Source Discord down in the chat below. And if you ask in the Lega Volley section of the server, I'm sure someone is somewhere not wanting to pay for VBTV, and we'll hook you up. Volleyballworld.tv. That's the standard. That should always be the answer. When you're looking for a volleyball link. I mean, no free ads, but like that's the best place to watch volleyball. They've got the Italian league, they've got the Plus Liga, they've got the Japanese league, they got the Brazilian league, they've got all the international volleyball as well. They've got all the beach volleyball. There's one going on, you know, an Elite 16 or is it a Challenger going on in Brazil at the moment? I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. Regardless, we are here for game one. Lega Volley. We're stoked. We're excited about this. Very, very exciting. Exactly, Baracco. We're stoked about this. Get the score bug set up there, so make sure you guys are watching along at the same time. I also do better at kind of letting you guys know just as when like that first serve is going in. I'll do it at the beginning of each set as well too, just so you can line up your streams if you'd like. If you're new to this and you're watching on the Volleyball World TV app, if you click the headphones at the bottom of the screen, it'll say Italian, English, or multiple languages. Multiple languages will give you no commentary, and that means you can listen to me without any issues. And you can just listen to my voice if you want that. I mean, if you're signing in and you don't just want to listen to me, I appreciate it. But yeah, predictions. I mean, I think it's tough to go with Perugia, like not go with Perugia with the way that they've been playing as of late. This is, you know, arguably the best team in the world. They've beat Lube twice this season. They are real solid, and they're playing at home. Ooh, welcome. Welcome from Tunisia. Bienvenue de la Tunisie. If you're a Tunisian who speaks French. Yeah, Tunisia speaks French, right? That's one of your main languages is French, if I'm not mistaken. Lube all day, eh? Yeah, I mean, I know there's going to be a lot of Lube fans out there. I mean, there's Alex Nikolov is doing push-ups on my screen right now, so that'll kind of. I know a lot of people are fans of him. I wonder, okay, if I can. I'm gonna see if I can. I don't know if I can. Can I pin anything? Who's Hamza? Oh. I don't even know who this player is. And he's on Lube. Oh. Nico, I didn't know that was your Legio Trollo. That's funny. Or Legio, yes. Oh, okay, actually, let's actually open up the other window capture here just to make sure you guys can, because I have another screen going on. I'll have stats on that and stuff like that. Good morning, everyone. Oh, so a lot of people in the chat earlier on today. I love to see it. Love to see it quite a bit. Hamza is a new player in Lube from Tunisia. I have no idea who this guy is. Let me search up on Volleybox real quick. It's a Tunisian player. Was he on the Tunisian team this past year? Hamza. Okay. Étoile Sportive du Sahel. 23-year-olds from Tunisia. Okay, interesting. Previously played at Grand Nancy for a little bit. And then other than that, he's been playing in Tunisia. I mean, I hope not to burst your bubble a little too bit, but I do doubt very much that we will be seeing him at all in the lineup for Lube come the finals, considering, no one really knows who he is. The replacement of Perugia. Okay, that makes sense. They have not started. Bantara is just getting the MVP of the semifinals at the moment. I'm guessing Lube will get one as well, too. I will let you know in the chat. Well, not in the chat, but I will let you know kind of what's going on as soon as the game starts. Because if you want, as I mentioned previous, you can just link up your stream with my stream if you'd like. Believe beneath me, you're seeing a little bit of the stream. That will eventually be the score bug. But let's put a quick question here in the chat as the Italian national anthem goes on. Who's going to take game one? No, I will not be showing the entire stream. That is illegal, and I've gotten enough trouble over the years with the FIVB and VVTV and things like that. No, you do need to subscribe to VBTV. It is a subscription base, but as I've said before, once again, I kind of hate this that I'm here like promoting VBTV, and I mean in the past we used to have a code to give to people to discount, and I never got any of the kickback from the code that we used on it, but. VBT, once again, you can watch the Italian League, you can watch the Polish League, you can watch the Japanese League, you can watch the Brazilian League, you can watch the VNL this summer, you can watch the, you can't watch the World Championships, they're not this year, you can watch all of the Beach Pro Tour. So there's not another sport where you can get all of the top leagues underneath one roof. What's my take on the entire Poria situation? I mean, I think it's interesting. I think it was very interesting about how Lube or Nikolov came out and basically chastised Lube for not explaining what happened. Poria left to go play some more. He kind of knew what the business would be. I guess maybe he thought that he could eventually start over Lepke. Come on. And didn't really like coming in off the bench. It's really too bad because I think Poria would have added a really another nice dimension to this Lube team for this year, and especially in this playoff run. But ultimately, I think I really want players to have that power to go wherever they can, especially in volleyball. If you know anything in volleyball, it's so common that players don't get paid properly, or it's a little bit sketchy. And in volleyball, you're not making, this isn't basically any other sport money. This isn't football money or American football money or basketball money or hockey money even, or golf or tennis or anything like that. Volleyball money is there's guys who are playing on these teams who are making less than six figures. So I always support players for going out and getting that bag. Yeah, Perugia is the better team, but I do think Lube has a shot. I mean, Lube beat Perugia last year in the semifinals. I'm upset with myself that I didn't do a proper preview for this series. I honestly don't know why I did. I've just been caught up in doing other things. So we're getting into national team season. I've been doing too many national team videos. I still got to focus a little bit on this stuff. But yeah, the big thing is that if Lube can serve like they did in the second half of the series against Verona, and they can put a lot of pressure on Perugia, then that's going to take away a lot of their powers, because Perugia, it's all about how well they execute. They've got weapons on all of the pins. They got weapons down the middle as well. Gianelli is the better setter in this series, no doubt about it. So it's all about how much pressure they can put on Perugia in that first contact. Ooh, that tifo is sick. If you go into the Discord and ask in the Lega Volley channel, that's where most people will be active right now and will be willing to help you. All right, nothing too surprising from the starting lineups so far. Oh, actually, I think I saw a Lozère there. Did I see a Lozère? No, I did not. Never mind. It's Sole. I apologize. False alarm. False alarm on the Lozère front. Have I seen Italy's men's roster? Yeah, I have. And I mean, I said it. I made it in my video about Keita. I don't know where Keita would start on that roster. Even it would have to be on the right side, right? You'd have to take Romano's place, but he'd still have to compete with Romano and with Rychlicki. So it'll be interesting. Yeah, so we're seeing the starting lineups here: Boniface, Boto, Gargiulo, Lepke, Nikolov, and Podrashanin. Well, Podrashanin is getting the start with Balasso for Lube, and then you've got Platnitsky, Sole, Bentara, Semeniuk, Russo, Gianelli, and Colaci. I honestly have no idea, Baracco, what the chances of seeing Lozère are. I really don't. Volleyball is volleyball, and we don't have proper reporting on these things. Seeing him in practice doesn't necessarily say that he's going to be game ready. It's almost a similar situation to Kevin Sosek in the Lublin series. We're seeing him a little bit, we saw him play a little bit in the Champions League. We've seen him come off the bench, but he just hasn't been relied upon to play 100% of the time. So I don't think, I only think we see Lozère in situations where Lube, if this game goes to 4 or 5 and Lube looks like they're really dominating them, especially, they're running a fast offense, that's going to be the thing, is that Perugia isn't the most deadly of serving teams. They've got some really good servers on their team. But Lube is also one of the best passing teams in the league as well. in the world as well. So yeah, I don't know if there's I don't know if there's a chance that we see Lozere either. Yeah, no, and I mean Viet Pham, that's exactly that's exactly what I am had said too in my video about Keita, is that he can't play on the left side because Keita can't pass well enough to play on the left side for Italy. There's plenty of other teams, like hell, if he wanted to come to Canada and play on the left side with us, actually even then, you still got Marin Lepke, so who knows. But yeah, like I think he would need to be on the right side. Like I think you need to be an opposite, or it's a situation where if Micheletto's injured, then that's where I see a situation where you'd put Keita on the left side. That's where I think he can be a little bit more dynamic. All right, game is on. First whistle has just started. If you want to link up the streams, Botolo is at the baseline. And first serve is underway, and the finals are now underway. And the first ball of the finals is going to go to Roberto Russo. So yeah, it'll be very interesting how this series plays out on both sides of the net. Once again, Lube beat this Perugia team last year in the semifinals in a reversed sweep. It was pretty much the exact same team as well, to all of the returning starters for Lube. All the returning starters for Perugia, not all the returning starters for Lube. Last year they did have Adis Lagumgia starting on the opposite side, and Gianelli establishing himself as a presence early, really chucking that one down. That one was he's contacting it high and just pushing it down, but whew, that was a bit of a slam dunk. Viet Pham, you're not wrong. Yeah, Keita would fit in perfectly. And I mean, hey, I think we're one of the best high ball teams in the world for that reason. And I'm pretty sure statistically that actually shows that. Nikolov's first swing is dug up, and then Lepke's dug on the overpass too. Some fantastic defense earlier on here by Perugia. And that swing by Perugia in the out-of-system situation is going to hit the net and fall out of bounds. And just fall wide. A lot of... Ooh, I didn't realize I made such a bad typo in my poll to start us things off. And so far, Perugia's offense has been very steady. Oh, that's a good rip there by Bentara down the line. A lot of, just being pretty patient there, recycling it off the block a couple of times until they saw that opportunity to go get that point. And you see there the block not as well formed. Nikolov kind of drifting into that line. You kind of want to see him going a little bit more straight up in that situation. A little bit more up and down there. There we go. That's a little bit better. I'm going to fix that. Good run by Potoshanin. And I think it's so imperative for Lube, especially in the early goings in the game, not to just rely upon Nikolov ball too early. Right? Especially at the end of the sets, maybe towards the end of the game when you're looking to close it out, then yeah, you go to your hot hand. But early on, you need to spread the ball around. You need to share the wealth. And that's kind of what we've seen already. I really want to see them go somewhere. I need to see Boniface go to someone other than Nikolov in that situation, especially that set wasn't good enough. It was a little too low, a little too fast. Nikolov not getting a good look at it. And that's a huge situation that, Lube isn't going to get this many transition situations against Perugia as they did against Verona. So they really need to capitalize on these situations like that, where they're going to be able to take the advantage, right? They really let Perugia off the hook there, and by, allowing Perugia to side out and not getting the steal or the break point. Oh, that's a good block by Lube. Oh, another. Oh, I thought that was going to be a dig. But so far, Bentara has been lethal down that line. Lethal down that line. And that's a couple of times we've seen Plotnitsky get blocked already. But man, it looks like they're giving Bentara that line. And I mean, it makes sense. You've got Balasso down that line. So you want to be funneling him to your best defender. And one of the best defenders in the world as well. But so far, like, Balasso's there. He's getting the touch on it. But that's, that ball's getting hit 120 kilometers an hour. And he's got 4 to 5 meters to react to it. That's a long serve there by Plotnitsky. He's one of those guys who, Plotnitsky, Bentara, Gianelli are those guys who really have to put pressure on Lube, and that's where they're going to be hoping to get a lot of their steals from, and getting a lot of their break points from. Oh, was that middle defense there? Yeah. Old man Protestanen with a fresh new cut. If Perugia win, it will take them 5 games to do so, to completely deplete it before CL. I did talk about that. Oh, that's a big block. Roberto Russo. And I mean, Boniface, that ball's just too tight. That ball is just too tight, and he's trying to go elsewhere. But we've seen that, that's too tight and way too low. When the ball is low like that, middles don't have the ability to cut around it, wait. Like, there's no way that he can go anywhere but just straight on to try to get that ball over. And that's going to be an easy block for Russo or Soleil. Russo, Boniface, like, they're all over him. They are all over him and in his head early on. And even though Lube was able to get out of that point, like Boniface, that's some bad blocking there by Russo. He needs to be better. That needs to be better by Russo for sure. Boniface, the fact that he went for the dump there and it was picked up immediately by Semeniuk, like, they are in his head early on into this match. It's a good block there by Gargiulo. And it's going to go right side to Bentara, and he's going on that backdoor line. He's going on that backdoor line shot. That's a good read there by Gargiulo. Oh, no, never mind. It wasn't the back door. It was right into the gap. Or Gargiulo getting caught up. I mean, it does make sense that maybe you want to, like, especially in transition there, it actually kind of makes sense to have Balasso sitting down in 6, because he's going to be able to cut off the gap if your middles are coming in late. And Bentara gets dug for the first time in this match. It's going to be a free ball sent over by Lepke. Oh, it's a good recycle, actually. He's going to take another swing at it. Oh, and they pull away. Lepke with the vision. Yeah, Lube's block has been kind of all over Perugia. Only Bentara, and I mean, damn. Lucky dig there as it went off of Nikolov's foot. Bentara 3 for 4 so far. Oh no, sorry, 3 for 6. I apologize. That's a good run. A good run by Gianelli to Russo. And so far we've seen Gianelli pretty much use all of his options so far, other than Soleil, but Soleil already has a block. Oh. An error there by Lepke. And you're not wrong, Viet fam. Boniface's precision has been an issue already so far in this match. Like that last one was another one where precision was a little bit of an issue for Lube, and Perugia comes out to a quick 10-6 lead. Interesting. The middles are getting in the way between Madej and the camera, and they also turn down the sound on what the coach is saying in the timeout. A really strong start here by Perugia. They've been really steady, really patient. As Cooper Smith is saying in the chat, they haven't been super great in their first ball side out. And Lube's block has been really good, but they've had that patience to just recycle, reset, and go at it again. Bentara obviously has been that guy with 3 kills early on in this match. But it'll be interesting to see if, at a certain point, will that be a frustration? Go right back to Lepke. That's a good decision. Better set there by Bonifante. And, Lepke was so good and so efficient in that last match against Verona. And that's part of the reason why they were able to, just crush them in that last match. And once again, if Lepke gets caught into Nikolov ball, it is going to be a problem. Oh, that's a good dig. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's the type of play that's going to get Lube going. And Kalachi, all he can do is laugh as Bonifante gets the scoop. And it goes right out to the left side. And that positioning is perfect there by Lube on their defense. They've got the inside box of the court all boxed out. And that's all. Most of what defense is just letting the ball hit you. Again, another defensive play here by Lube. But Perugia is going to go to that right side and give it to Bentara. So far, we've seen a lot of play down the middle by Perugia. They're really establishing the middle of the court. They really want to keep their middle, Lube's middles, focus on the middle of the court. They've done it mostly through the pipe. We've seen now Plotnitsky and Semeni both hit a number of pipes in this match early on. Lepke back at the baseline. That's another area that Lepke is going to need to have to be good in. He needs to be a lethal server for this Lube team. Lepke actually playing in his 3rd straight Scudetto finals, having played last year with Lube and the year before with Monza. Gianelli with the hybrid. Oh, what's Balasso? No, Balasso needs to be going for that. I can't have my libero take a step off, and then look to my left side hitter. Especially on a float serve like that. Oh, actually. Because it is a float, I want to see Balasso be aggressive and step in front of Bottolo there. Especially with Bottolo, with how good he is out of the pipe, you need to be able to release him. But still, Bottolo needs to be able to pass that ball too. Good swing by Nikolov going underneath. Yeah, I want my libero to be aggressive. I want my libero to try to take up as much room as possible. Now, Bottolo was the best passer statistically in the Lega Volley this season. So obviously you don't want to be taking too much space away from him. But in a situation like that where Gianelli is going to hit you with the hybrid and, soften it up, oh, that's a good swing. Bottolo coming around and swinging a nice ball down the line as Perugia is going to be able to pull that ace back immediately. Honestly, can helicopter? What's your issue with Serchi? Can you tell me in the chat what do you have an issue with Serchi? Oh, Nikolov. Oh, that's a tough play there by Bottolo. That's a really tough play there. Nikolov taking it off the chin, and they're able to keep it alive. But Lube's defense so far has been like they're standing in the right places. They're standing in on the right places. Just a bang bang play, and that's tough there from Botolo. Lube limiting their serve. Just as I say that, pulls a shot and puts one into the net. But Lube so far limiting their serving errors comparatively to Perugia. Soleil back to serve. Nikolov's going to get that C ball. Immediately puts away. And I mean, he's got so much real estate to go for there. As he's got the one-on-one block. Boniface. Boniface is a sneaky good server. Like we saw it in last year's playoffs. Oh, that's the first miss there by Bentara. That is a big miss there by Bentara. And I mean, it's a bit more of a tough situation. I want Nikolov a little bit more in a better position on that defensive play too. Because if that ball was going to be close to the line, then Nikolov wouldn't have been able to play it. But still. But as I said, Boniface is a sneaky good server. We saw it in the last playoff series between these two teams last year. And then we saw it against Verona as well. Here's another opportunity for Lube. Oh, that was such a tight ball. A tight ball. Oh, that was definitely on the Perugia set, this side of things. But yeah, that set was real tight for Lepke, and Lube's done a pretty good job. I mean, they're challenging this. I understand why, but there's no need to, because that ball was definitely on the Perugia side of things. Yeah. No, Perugia's left sides have not been... I mean, they haven't looked bad. Yeah, like Semeniuk is 1 for 4, but he doesn't have any errors. Well, click Semeniuk again. Plotnitsky is 1 for 2. But there's a reason, like, that's part of been their system all year long. Like, this is what we saw from Perugia early on in the season as well. They spread, like, they really, like, there's so many parallels, I think, between Perugia and Conigliano. Like, it's not even funny. Like, Lorenzetti and Santarelli must be sharing notes, where you just base, you have such a good setter, you've got a dominant opposite, you feed your opposite ball, and then you just spread the wealth between the rest of them. Oh, it's another bad serve there from Botolo. Lube's serving hasn't really caused any problems yet for Perugia. It's mostly been their blocking and defense that has kept them into this game. A good pass there from Lube as Gargiulo is just going to tip it down. It'll be an out-of-system situation. 3-person blocked. Boniface, if they keep it alive. Once again, that Lube defense has been solid so far in this match. And Botolo gets another touch. But they're not able to keep it alive. But, like, it's really only been, like, 1 or 2 swings by Bentara that have been clean kills. Hello, Luna Soleil. Thank you for saying hello. Appreciate you coming in. Oh, that's a big ace there by Semeniuk. Just as we were talking about how the Perugia outsides haven't been that effective so far, he just rips that one. And that's where you want to go. You want to go down that Nikolov Balasso serve or seam, right? A little bit of decision making between the two. If Nikolov is going to be passing to the left of Balasso, then he's going to hope that anything to his right is going to be Balasso's ball, right? So any time that they can really attack that seam is going to be to the benefit of Perugia. I did not watch Warszawa versus Varsovia. Was that this morning? Warszawa won in 4. Yeah, no, I did not watch that game. I was there writing a script for my next video. So, honestly, I have no interest in watching the bronze medal matches either. Like I do for international tournaments, but I don't for the Plus Liga. And I wouldn't watch the bronze medal series for the Lega Volley if it was going on as well. Better pass there from Perugia. And I really like Bonifante's decision to run Gargiulo off the net. And his spacing on that attack is so important. So important. A Schlivka sighting. Schlivka was there, like in the crowd. But yeah, Gargiulo and the spacing that he's running, like staying in, like, behind the setter. Oh. That was a dirty set there by Gianelli, setting Russo right into the gap. And Russo is up so early on that Purshanin and Lupke are both right there, and neither of them are getting up fast enough in time to be able to get any touch on it. Good pass there by Nikolov. That one back-to-back play, the give and go. Bonifanti with a nice little one-handed dish. Slivka's their medical joker? What? I've heard nothing about this. Holy. Grudy, is there any way you're going to be able to find any video of that where I can see how he did? Oh, that's another big block there by Lube. And once again, that's all based off of the serve. They're putting Perugia in an out-of-system situation, and they're getting that 3-man block up early, ready to go. And I mean, that's a perfect deep block as well, too. The Serbian legend getting his big mitts on it. And there's the ace from Lepke. Back-to-back big serves from the former Trinity Western Spartan. Let's go, baby. And now this is a 1-point game. This has been a really good match so far. Really good match so far. There's just been a few kind of mistakes. A few kind of mistakes from Lube so far that has created that gap. But they've really done a good job of being able to stick with it. Their defense has been outstanding. Their blocking has been really good. Their serving is a little bit hit and miss, but when it's been good, it's been able to produce some points, not directly, but being able to get it for them. The one and only Fefe De Giorgi there. Of course, the Italian roster was just announced. I will do a video on the Italian roster. We have to do a video on the Italian roster. I do need to start making some videos on the women's Italian roster. Not just the women's Italian, but just women's rosters in general. So. Lepke, oh, that's a better pass there from Plotnitsky. They're more or less in system. They're going at Soleil. And like in system, Gianelli has been going to the middle of the court so much, whether it's like straight up to his middles or it's down the pipe. He's really featuring the middle of the court a lot. Awesome. Thanks, Grudy. I will do that after this. Actually, speaking of the Discord, I do not have the Discord up at the moment. I should has pulled that up. That's a good pass. Oh! Oh. Was that Nikolov or was that Lepke on the right side? I don't know why Bonifonte is going for a one-hander in that situation. Oh, it was Lepke. I think he can get two hands on that. Botolo. Oh! It's clear why Semeniuk didn't play football. I do realize that I never posted this shit in here. If anyone cares. Antropova being announced as an outside. Yes, I have known that for a little while. I forget where. I think I talked about it in a video or two. Maybe not. I'm not entirely sure if I remember. But yeah, Antropova being announced as an outside, I think is a good idea. Because if you can find a way to have both of them on the court, you know, that would be dirty, as we're seeing an error there from Lube. Ooh, I did not see that Kirikella is out with an injury. I mean, the thing is with that Corneliano team is that you still have Marina Lubian, so you're not really missing that much out. Like if Sarah Farr was to get injured, I think that would be a much bigger issue. But I don't think the gap between Kirikella and Lubian is actually that big. Oh, is that going to be an ace? No. Botolo can track it down. Bonifonte with the swing. A nice little scoop there by Plotnitsky in the back row. Oh, Bentara buries that one into the net on the transition swing. Some people in the Discord are so dumb. Yeah, no, I don't think Lubian is a make or break for that semifinal against Vakif on Saturday morning. Saturday morning for me, anyways. All right. Oh, that's Verona exciting. Okay. Botolo gets shut down in set number 1. Goes to the home team, Perugia, taking it 25-21. Saturday is going to be a big day of volleyball. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. It's going to be a big day of volleyball and then a big night of drinking for this guy. So we're having a surprise party for one of my boys. Oh, okay. So looking at this first set, actually, let's look at the team stats. Just to get things going early here and what it looks like early here. 13 kills for Perugia. They had 1 less error, 3 blocks for Perugia, 2 aces. They did make more errors. Oh, no, actually, they didn't make more errors from the baseline. I'm not entirely seeing... not entirely seeing where they made more errors. Maybe a net touch. What team is getting promoted to the Premier League again? I feel like I should know this, but it's like it's not Wrexham, right? I don't watch nearly as much football as I used to. Like before, back in the day, Saturday mornings, I was just plugged in. I had to wake up early to watch the EPL. And then volleyball started taking over, and I can't watch that many sports at once. I can't watch sports all day every day. I need a little bit of variety. I need some social time. You know, I need to spend some time with my partner. I just can't watch sports all the time. You know, there's been so many times where like my boys will be watching basketball or baseball or something or hockey, and then I'll just be like, I can't. I've been staring at a screen watching volleyball all day. Ipswich Town. Whew. Ipswich Town. Classic. I mean, that's a team that kind of goes like they've been in the EPL before. I've definitely had versions of FIFA where I've been played against Ipswich Town. Okay, looking at the points here from set number 1, Russo. To me, that's exactly it right there. Russo going 4 for 5 down the middle. Ben Tara 5 for 10 with two errors. So he's swinging at about he's swinging at a 30% efficiency right now is Ben Tara. So, yeah, well, let's see. To me, like both teams, like Lube has more area to improve in. They just need to tighten up some of their errors, in my opinion. Like they're playing better defense, they're blocking better, they're serving better. It's just mostly their offense and some of the errors they're making. Just as Botolo gets shut down for the first point of set number 2. I mean, a tough situation, but once again, that's just a case of Lube's defense being all over the place. Like they are so ready to play defense at all times. I mean, I don't think they're trying to replace Bentara with Ragers. I think they already have, right? This is volleyball. Oh, another big block. I don't want Nikolov. He hasn't done enough yet offensively to warrant an off-speed rollie, especially against a 3-person block like that. I need him swinging. And I mean, that's a situation where he needs to be able to get the ball. I fully understand. But you've got a 3-man block in front of you, and Gianelli is there blocking. Gianelli's such a good blocker. Oh, that's a little long there by Semeniuk. Yeah, like as I said, I'm a sniping sniper. Like this deal was already done long before. Bentara's going to Japan. Riegers is coming in. Like, is that why Helicopter doesn't like Searchy? Because he tries to get the best players? I don't hate that. Like, he spends money to win. Maybe we should do a little bit more of that in volleyball. You know, maybe we would have a little bit more variety if some more teams spent money for some win to win some games. As Lube's defense continues to keep them in play, as Bentara on that C ball. And that Lube block is just a little bit late there. Oh, we'll get a good look of it here. That touch, I kind of want it to be a little bit better from Balasso. If he can make a better first initial read on it and not be jumping, then yeah, that Gargiulo block is just a little late. Yeah, I fully agree. Like, I don't really necessarily see the need, but we've seen this consistently with Searchy and this Perugia team, where if he can gain an inch, he will. Oh, another play to the middle there by Gianelli. Yeah, I do think Riegers is a step up from Bentara. Don't get me wrong. But I mean, I will say this: like, if I don't know if you guys were around back in the days when Bentara was coming in from the Plus Liga, I was very like skeptical to see if he was going to be able to make an effect on this team, and he's been outstanding for them. No, Riegers does not have that supporting cast, whether it's this year or last year. And I mean, look what Riegers was able to do with Belgium as well at the World Championships last year. Oh. It's just like we see these flashes of Lube. These flashes of Lube being outstanding, and then these flashes of Lube just kind of disappearing. Good pass there by Balasso. Good recycle by Lepke. There, he finally runs Gargiulo. He should have done that in the first tempo ball. Like, he should have done that in the first initial side-out ball. The pass was good. Run Gargiulo. And a great recycle there by Lepke. And yeah, that's a really good... I mean, Soleil thought that ball was going to Nikolov all day. Oh, just out. Looks like they're going to give it to him. Plotnitsky continues to struggle offensively. He continues to struggle offensively. And I mean, both Semeniuk and Plotnitsky have been struggling offensively in this game. Combined, they have 4 points. Riegers isn't an OT type of guy, though. That's not really his MO. He hits way more of a tempo ball. Just as I was kind of questioning Semeniuk, a big swing out of the pipe. But still, like, we've rarely seen them swing on the left side. Rarely seen them swing on the left side at all. There's been so much volume down the pipe. All right, can Plotnitsky create a little bit of separation here for Perugia from the baseline? That's a good serve. Pulls Bonifante off the net. Goes to Lepke. Nice dig there by Kalachi. Right side. Bentara off the block. A bit of a ping pong play there. And then Bentara just going over top of Nikolov there. Swinging at the tops of his fingertips and aiming for the blue court at the end of the court. Oh, there's the ace from Plotnitsky. Going after Botolo, just hammering it down the middle. Now, Plotnitsky was the best server in the Lega Volley last season. Hasn't been as effective this year. And it looks like Madej is going right to Bonifante. Oh, but just look at the curve on that ball. Right? It's coming over. It looks like it's on Botolo's right side. He's getting ready for it. And then as it's curving in, goes to his left leg. A lot of information there for Bonifante. Yeah, I mean it's been interesting to see this Perugia offense. Yeah, from what we understand, I'm a sniping sniper. Plotnitsky will be heading back to the national team. Man, that and I mean, like that Ukrainian team was pretty decent last year. You add Plotnitsky into the mix there, I think that makes them pretty dangerous. Oh, Bit of a miscommunication there, and here's another opportunity now for Perugia. Oh, that was a close recycle, but Semeniuk getting a rare kill on the left side. It will be interesting to see how good Plotnitsky is after having to play all summer long, because he'll play all for the VNL, then he'll play in the European Championships, and that's a big difference compared to guys who, you know, start consistently for the national team. Ukraine was in the last VNL. Oh, almost an ace there by Plotnitsky. Another opportunity, that one-handed right side dish there by Gianelli. And this Perugia team is just feeling themselves right now. They are just feeling themselves fully, and it's all based off of like the speed. The speed coming in on Plotnitsky's swing right now from the baseline is just so much. Oh. 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 That was just disgusting set. Just filthy set by Gianelli. Plotnitsky goes after Botlo. It's a much better pass this time. Outside now to Nikolov. He's going to squeak that one off the block and out of bounds. They did have a disappointing ending. I mean, the playoff race last year for the VNL was really interesting because you had so many teams involved. And there's so many teams. Like, I think Canada ended up finishing like 12th or 13th. But if we had won one more game, we would have been right there in it. There we go, Lepke. So he's been one of the few guys who, like, emotionally, it looks like he's bringing some juice. Like, it looks like he's been bringing some juice. I mean, both of those seemed a little bit off, especially in serve receive. Nikolov has seemed a little off as well too. So if Lepke can get them going, that's already a second ace of the game. He's the only one who's scoring any aces, and he's been able to go on a little bit of runs. A good block there by Protoshanin. It's one of their first ones early on here, and there we go. Another one back to back. I think there should be a pinned message at the top there with the link to VBTV, and if you're not looking for VBTV, then you can come join the Volleyball Source Discord, where if you ask, there'll be plenty of people who will want to help out. All right, back-to-back points here from Lube. They're on a little bit of a run as Lepke's serve goes long. Yeah, VBTV is like, you know, what is this production? Honestly, it's frustrating the fact that, like, watching the U Sport National Championships, we had a better TV production than we do for the Lega Volley finals. Like, this is being streamed in like 720p. You get limited angles. You get limited replays. Honestly, like, I'm gonna stop saying like there's just so many people. Someone was calling me a fake page earlier on. Like, imagine calling me a fake page and I'm just sitting here eating trail mix and talking about volleyball. Like, this is what a watch along is. Okay, Nikolov with a big serve from the baseline. Oh, that's a good recycle. They set it back up for Semeniuk on the outside. Good dig by Balasso. Kept alive. Nikolov on the C ball. And we have a 4-1 run in favor of Lube. They've crawled back into the second set. And honestly, Duvan, like, I hate being an ad for VBTV. Appreciate you and the notes. I mean, this is what happens when I'm currently without a job. And so rather than just sit on my ass all day and just getting depressed by applying to almost 100 jobs a week and not getting a response, I just decided to start making volleyball videos again. Yeah, I did read that message, Grudy, in the chat. And I mean, I have talked about it before, that a lot of the issues that stem from VBTV come from the quality that they're getting from the various leagues. Even the file that they get from the Plus Liga is such a compressed file compared to what we see on Polstat. There's a lot of short court junk right now. And it just really seems like a lot of the game plan for Perugia is just play it in the middle, recycle it, toss it, like just make sure that everything is bunched up, and then make sure there's separation for Bentaro to be able to swing at. Yeah, it's crazy, whenever I was watching like when I was watching League One, I was just like, oh my God, like this is actually good. And it's similar like when we were watching the World Championships too. It was a better product, because VBTV has control over that, and it's not the absolute boomers in trench coats of the Super Lega. Although I don't know if you guys have seen, but I'm pretty sure, I'm not pretty sure. I know that the Lega Volley Femminili will not be on VBTV next year. I'm actually going to make a video about it because I think it's going to be interesting. I'm interested to see what they end up doing. Oh, it's such a good set there by Gianelli. And he just keeps on feeding it to the middle. He just keeps on feeding the ball to the middle of the court. Gargiulo's like Lube's blocking is playing that perfectly. You've got Botola on the full commit, which is a little bit scary given the fact that you've got Bentaro, who's been so good on the C ball. But still, you got Botola on the full commit. And Gargiulo is in the face of Russo. And these are two guys who know each other well. And Russo is still able to cut around that and get the kill in that situation. Russo has the second most points in this match with 8. Plotnitsky finally getting a fastball out to the outside. And like that ball is just cresting at the top of the antenna. It's so fast out to the outside that Gargiulo it's almost impossible to get there. Almost impossible to get there. I don't mind that set at all. Just toss it up to Gargiulo and let him swing away. No. The Lega Volley Femminili won't be on Volleyball World TV next year. I'm pretty sure there's nothing saying that the Lega Volley won't be there, because the Lega Volley Femminili and the Lega Volley are two different entities altogether, right? They're two different leagues, two different structures, and all of those things. Another set to the middle. Another set to the middle. Like this is... I'd love to have some advanced stats right now just to be able to know how much... Oh, blank screen. Blank screen. Yeah, I'd love to have some advanced stats right now to be able to know how much of the percentage of these sets. Because like it's not even like the Plus Liga. I can't even see like the amount of attempts are going to each player. Oh, we're coming back here. I don't know if we missed anything there. We must have missed a point. Well, this game is just being dominated by Perugia right now. Oh, looks like it was an overpass. Oh, Plotnitsky missed it? Is that what happened? Oh, no, he didn't miss it. Okay. Figuring it out here. Oh, and that block is just camping. I mean, it's a one-handed back flipper set. Lepke, I don't think he should have been cutting it back there. Oh, yeah. True. I forgot about I could do doing that. But it's like it doesn't fit in the thing. That's like another reason I hate this app here that they use. This is the VBTV like live scoring app. It is terrible. Because I can't like it doesn't fit in the screen. Like why does it have so much room? Like what's a super spike? Why is that even a category? We can't stat digs, but we can stat super spikes. Just don't piss me off. Once again, don't want to be defending VBTV, but you guys are making me defend VBTV. Also, like having done live stream, I know how like these things work. It, you know, like, and like Shal had a comment in the Discord. You can go read it. 80% of what you see is based off the Lega Volley and their productions. You know, like it's in the same way that there is like a shooter shooting a video and there is an editor editing a video. And, you know, if, oh my goodness, another ace by Gianelli. This is just loading on, you know. But like I've done editing work for people before and they'll just send me a video and be like, can you put this in slow-mo? And it's like, no, I can't. You shot it in 24 frames a second. I can't put it in slow-mo for you. You'd think that super spike was something that belongs in American sports, but it's not. It's actually straight up European Brazilian. Botolo finally nails one down outside to Nikolov, and you can tell he's pissed off. Nikolov right now only with 8 points in this match. He's 8 for 15. What, you saying they're going to bring super spikes into like the football World Cup? The FIFA World Cup? Oh. Just... Russo is 5 for 6 with 3 blocks. Soleil is 4 for 5 with a block. Yeah, it's like Albi Rosalis. It is all about that the first phase of the game right now. Oh, there we go, Nikolov. I will say, I am expecting this FIFA World Cup to be the worst World Cup of all time. I think it's going to be the worst World Cup of all time. Well, we got a Kurkartsev sighting into the front row to block. That means we're probably going to have Orduna come in for Lepke once he's done serving. Oof. Oof. Yeah, I mean, Bentara, other than those 2 errors, he's 11 for 19. 11 for 19 with like a 45% efficiency so far in this match. Oh, it's just so fast. Will that still be allowed though? Will that still be allowed? Who knows? No one knows. And its Perugia fans have not stopped singing the entire time. They have not stopped singing the entire time. And yeah, don't even get me started about the song. It is atrocious. Oh, we have an NDR sighting. coming in to pass for Nikolov. Yeah, the cost is a big thing. Cost of traveling has gone way up. I'm actually thinking of leaving Toronto for a little bit and renting out my house and just making bank on it. Oh, a friend of mine has kind of offered up his cottage to us, so we can just go spend some time at his cottage and just rent our house away. I mean, not only the French team, but like the Polish team as well. Canada is going to be interesting. Like the US will be interesting to see how they change their style of play. It's also just going to be interesting to see the chaos early on, to see how different different referees interpret the rules, and that's just another crush for Ben Tara down the line. Yeah, I think that Boniface has just like, I mean, we did see him get subbed out in game one of the semifinals against Verona as well too, but he's just runs a bit of a predictable offense, and he's easy to read. Orduna going to give it outside to Botolo. Oh my god. I'm a sniping sniper. Has that happened before? Has Nikolov flamed Boniface on a Fortnite stream before? Yo. Honestly, I've been ripping a lot of Fortnite recently, just because one of my good buddies has started jumping into it, and now I'll play Fortnite on my PlayStation, and my partner will play it on our Switch. And so I would love to rip some Fortnite with Nikolov. How sick would that be? Oh yeah, there's definitely going to be a couple of refs. I'm going to keep my mouth shut all summer. I'm not saying anything about the refs at all summer. All right, well, it started a little bit interesting, especially there was a moment there where Lube went on a bit of a run. And since then, it has been all Perugia. They are just dominating game number 1 of this series. Just absolutely dominating. Okay, set number 2. Perugia out-attacked Lube. They out-blocked Lube. They out-served Lube. Cooper Smith, TBD. Like a very low errors set, all in all. Only 7 combined errors from both teams, which is like has led to some pretty decent volleyball. But just Perugia is dominating, and they're mostly doing it down the middle. They are mostly doing it down the middle. I don't need Flash Score. I don't need Volleybox. This is what I need. Like Russo, 3rd in scoring in this match with 8 points. Soleil not too far off with 5. Like Soleil and Russo combined have more points than Plotnitsky and Semeniuk, which is not something I would have thought of, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, I don't think China is in Ottawa this year. Ottawa's pretty stacked though. It's like Italy, France. I think it's like Italy, France, Germany, Turkey, USA, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, we will see. It also comes down to a whole like cost thing. Now, as I've mentioned, I haven't exactly had a job as of late, and it costs a lot. And even if I do make some money from those videos that I do while I'm there, I don't get paid until afterwards. And you need the money kind of up front to go to, you know, pay for gas for driving, pay for hotels or Airbnbs, pay for food while I'm there. So there's a lot of question marks about me being able to go to VNL. But I mean, if I don't go to VNL, it'll just mean that I'm just gonna sit at home and yeah, it just means I'm just gonna be able to sit at home and just. I think I'm gonna live stream mostly on Twitch, to be honest. I'm gonna keep Twitch for live streams, and then I'll keep YouTube for recaps, videos, interviews, stuff like that. Yeah, so like Twitch will mostly be for watch alongs until we get to the playoffs. Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's tough. There's not a lot of money out there for volleyball creators. There's a lot of restrictions out there for volleyball creators. Admittedly, there's less restrictions for other creators than there is for me. You can find a bunch of, like, any Canadians know there's other Canadian creators who have gone to VNL and done tons of video. And I support them in doing it. That's why I'm not, mentioning who they are. Like last year in Chicago, part of the reasons we were kicked out was, one, that we had posted video. We never did. The video that they showed us was from other creators. And then, two, we left the area. My comments are obviously were the big run, but they, said there was multiple infractions. And for the first day, we were the only ones who stayed in the media area. Whereas I was watching other creators literally sitting courtside, filming, posting content. At one point, I was getting yelled at for having gone up the wrong stairs while there was another creator. Actually, I'm not going to call this person a creator. Someone else with a media pass on the court post-match live streaming on Instagram. So, yeah. But yeah, there's just a lot of restrictions, and it's really hard to. It's also like there's like very little information out there for volleyball creators. Like, our stats are absolutely terrible. There's such a lack of context because there's such little history out there about the sport going on to, people are asking me about different, an active ankle. I haven't seen an active ankle in so long. But people are asking me about different, like, injury statuses on different guys, and we know nothing about these things and nothing about these players. So, yeah, it's like volleyball is very difficult to be it's a very difficult space to be a creator within. Oh, Plotnitsky. He was really, really climbing the ladder on that one. Yeah, he kind of went OT on Nikolov there. Oh, it was Bonifonte. Never mind. Bonifonte. Yeah, I mean, it is unfortunate. I've been in this game for 15 plus years now. I started working in volleyball in 2011. So yeah, 15. This is year 16 technically. And it's always been difficult. It's part of the reason why volleyball is not that big of a sport, as Semeniuk just crushes that serve there. I'm honestly thinking of, like, I have, like, so many theories about why volleyball sucks. I'm honestly thinking about making that a video series. Oh, that looked like it was going to be another one by Semeniuk. Just looked like he was going to crush another one to the sideline. Ooh, it's sunny out now. Nice. Oof. It's like another good swing there by Bentara. He has been outstanding in this match. He really has been. Yeah, no, I fully agree. It's annoying that we don't know anything about injuries ever. You know, sometimes guys get injured and we don't know at all until afterwards. Oh, there we go. Podeshanin. It seemed like to me like Podeshanin and Lepke have been the two guys to bring a lot of juice. Where I've needed a little bit more from the Italians. Oh, it was a big block by Lepke actually. I've needed a little bit of more from the Italians. They just seemed overwhelmed, and they're not executing the way they should be. Oh, that's a good dig there by Kalachi. Balasso going to give another ball here to Nikolov. Oh, did he put that in? That ball looked in. I think they should challenge it. Oh. Kalachi, old man, is actually... Oof. Making plays there. Making plays and dodging balls. I'm not going to say they don't want the game to grow because obviously they have a vested interest in getting the game to grow, but they just have outdated ideas, let's say, of how to grow the game. Or there's so many people who work within those areas, and like this is like true like when I work with Volleyball Canada, when I've worked with USAV, when I've worked with Volleyball World. Like the majority of the people who are there aren't volleyball people. And so they don't understand the context of the sport and the game. And so they're just trying to recreate things that are happening in other sports and not understanding that like why we aren't growing in certain areas. Perugia just has like everything in control in this match. That wasn't a great shot there. Botolo. Bonifante really needs to figure that out. There's a good block by Nikolov. I mean, maybe those guys going, like, I don't think it'll make a difference in Turkey. Like, Turkey has always gotten some bigger players. And Turkey, like volleyball's massive on the women's side in Turkey. Oh, Soleil. He's just up there hanging, banging. Like, I've always, like, it's so interesting to me how different the Argentinians approach in the middle compared to almost anyone else. Like, he approaches so close and he creates so much room by backing up and then snapping through the ball. Okay, Kukartsev. I mean, the bench guys like Orduna, Kukartsev bringing a little bit of juice right now for... Or is it Orduna? Or is it Bonifante? No, Bonifante still. They just did a straight up switch Lepke for Kukartsev. Bentara missing the block there. I gotta get a little bit more engaged in this match. It's kind of putting me asleep, I won't lie. It's kind of tiring me out a little bit. Oh, that was a nice pull there from Nikolov. Didn't see that. And I mean, that's like a perfect example. You don't see it because we watch volleyball from a bad angle that it shouldn't be watched from. And that's one of the big things that should be changed, and we don't change it. No, we watch volleyball from a terrible angle. The majority of people who talk on the streams and the broadcasts don't know anything about the game. Oh, that's the first match you watched? When Versava's guys were just all over the place? Oh, Ben Tara. Like, Perugia's kind of losing the handle. Like, if they're not careful, Lube is going to figure it out, because Perugia's just, they're letting themselves unravel a little bit. And you can kind of see that in the strained look on Lorenzetti's face as well too. Like, he's just like looking there being like, okay, everything's okay, guys, but holy shit, let's figure it the fuck out. Yeah. And Gianelli just goes right back to the middle. Right back to the middle. Yep, I'm a sniper. You're fully right. We need to broadcast this game from lower and from behind. Okay, some good Lube defense here. Botolo. Good recycle. Bonifante to Kokartsev. I really thought Bonifante was going to take that second swing there. He really baited the blockers well. Oh, look at that. Both of them went up, and then it's just a... I mean, that's such a quick block move there by Perugia. The fact they were able to get a touch and get something up on there. Fucking Kokartsev has a tongue ring? That's wild. Oh, there's an ace by Bonifante as well. We've got a game here. We have got a game. Oh, there we go. Gianelli going back to the left side. Woo! That quick draw there by Plotnitsky is just gross. You know, that's a shot that a right-handed outside cannot make nearly as effectively, but like the way that Plotnitsky charges that ball and just can crush it with that outside arm swing is so nice. Botolo. Yeah, Lube is gaining a little bit of momentum. Perugia's letting things unravel a little bit. Yeah, tennis, badminton, squash are all games that we watch from a back view. Like when there's a pitcher in baseball, we watch it from a back view. And then volleyball just wants to be soccer's little brother and just does everything what they do. Oh, that's a good swing there. But Ben Tara has been outstanding. Ben Tara was outstanding. Cooper Smith, that was a good video to watch. Lopez just going off against us in Winnipeg. Thank God we stopped using the Molten. Because we would not, if Norsica still used the Molten, we would not beat Cuba ever. Both of those really stepped up here in this third set. Botolo has really... he apparently only has 2 kills. He's 7 for 15 on the day, but it's felt more than that. Podeshchanin. Another tough serve in. Plotnitsky. Oh! Just out of bounds. That would have been a huge slam to be able to bring Lube to even. Just a huge slam. This game does feel a little bit similar to game 1 of Lube versus Verona, where Lube just seemed disjointed. Well, an enormous amount of you think Perugia is going to win this game, so we're just gonna end that right there. Maybe that'll be a good catalyst here for Lube to come back, but I don't know. I doubt it. A little bit more volume going out to the outside as well in this set for Perugia. Plotnitsky has 3, Semeniuk has 2. So, look at that. Oh, Gargiulo. That was a really good dish there by Boniface. Just right at the top of his window. And he's just able to cut it down from there. Right in the gap, too. I don't know where Giannelli is playing defense there. I have no idea where he's playing defense there. What kind of shoes is Nikolov wearing right now? Oh, Plotnitsky has been outstanding in this set. He has been really good in this set. And that's it. Like, Lube is really starting to open up their offense a little bit. Oh, God, that's such a tough shot for Plotnitsky to make, too. And he's doing it with speed and power as well. He's so impressive, man. He's so impressive. Botolo down the line. This is a bit of shot for shot here. Bit of shot for shot. Like, that's a decent dish there by Bonifante. Creates a lot of separation there for the one-on-one. And Botolo come in with a full head of steam. Has a lot of good vision to be able to put the ball down the line. They're really going after Nikolov here. Was that ball down? Yeah, I think that ball was down. Oh, it looks like they called it double touch there on Botolo. Oh, yeah. Hit his leg on the way down, then he kicked it again. And just that reach there from Giannelli. Getting set, reaching to the inside. It will be interesting to see how Bonifante does for Zenit St. Petersburg. I do think that, the Russian league is a little bit different in that sense, where you're just kind of dishing high balls to the outside a lot of the time. You're not playing nearly as much in tempo. And like, he's a guy who, even though he's a little undersized, he's a pretty good blocker. He's good on defense. He serves well. So I think he might actually fit in there. We'll see. Lube does. Lube's identity is they pass well and they serve well. That's like, they pass well, they serve well, and they set the shit out of Nikolov. You got a bunch of know-nothings, know-it-alls in the Discord being like, oh, Lube isn't the best passing team. Yes, statistically, they were the best passing team this year in the Lega Volley. You can't lie with the stats. Oh yeah, put a shine in. Didn't complain about that. I think that's gonna end it up. I think that's going to be the end of this match. At this point, like Lube was doing a good job to get back into it. Now, yeah, especially if they're able to transition this ball. Oh, a net touch. Yeah, this is over. Yeah, I mean, Lube is just not on their game today. Lube is just not on their game today. Ooh, you're going to go see Japan versus Canada for the first time in the VNL. What should you know about that matchup? Well, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what Japanese team they bring. Um, I think they'll bring their full A team. You know, I think. Oh, Bentara, that was a bad set. Oof, into the net. I mean, I think it would be really like like watch the way Japan plays. I really like watching that Japanese women's team play. I think Wada, like Yukiko Wada, is so underrated on the right side, and she's not the typical prototypical right side that we're seeing in the women's game at the moment that are just big and can crush balls. Like you will see that on Canada's side with Kier Van Rijk. But Wada, hits that ball clean and she hits that ball fast. Japan's offense is so precise and so quick. Yoshino Sato on the left side, like obviously Ishikawa is like the big star and the captain of that team, but I really like Yoshino Sato. She has a much more aggressive style of attack than we usually see out of the Japanese women particularly, and she can handle a lot of volume. I love like she really attacks the block hard, and I got to see that quite a bit at the VNL last year. Obviously, like Japan's like serve receive, their liberos, their setting is incredible. For Canada, I'm going to be really interested to see AF Bree is on the team this year. I haven't talked to her about it. I know Kira's coming back, and so if like Bree and Kira are both coming back, plus all of the experience the roster got last year. I know Hillary's been having a really big year in Brazil. You know, yeah, Hillary's had a big year in Brazil. Abby got some really big experience last year. I thought it was a bit of a mistake for her to go back to University of Alberta, but it kind of is what it is. Mitrovic had some good games this year for Madison as well, too. So, yeah, I think it'll be a good, fun, interesting match. Also between two really good coaches who know each other well, right? Farhat Akbas, who's he's Turkish, but he coaches Japan. He's coached for years and years in the Turkish league, and obviously against Scudetto as well too. So. Now, Canada's team has not started to train yet. Like most of our players aren't back yet in the gym. So yeah, no, Canada has not started to train this. Is this Argilagos or is this no Savantsiger? Savantsiger. This game has lost all the juice for me. Just all of the juice. We'll go for a run after this, though. Just get my body moving, get my body going. when they like these teams haven't announced a roster. The Japanese women have. I will do one on the Japanese women. I just don't, I've mainly done videos on teams that I know a lot about their rosters. So, it's tough. Like I had someone else kind of help me with someone who's Japanese and who watches the SV League women quite a bit, help me with all of that stuff and kind of give me some insight on the women's roster for Japan. All right, well, we got match point here. Oh, that's cool. You got to see them at the airport? That's fun. I mean, Medea's still in this. He's looking. He's trying to keep this going. And game over. Not really surprised here. Just a dominant performance by Lube. Yeah, that was a just dominant performance. But once again, we'll remember last year. We will remember last year, right? This Lube team went down 0-2, came back and won it in 3. Does Lube just, like, they either show up or they don't. They are terrible on the road. They've lost in so many road gyms. Like, they lost in Padova's gym. Not even surprised Perugia is just dominating Italy. Not any competition. I mean, you can't necessarily say that. Like, Perugia's been the best team, quote unquote, in the league for how many years in a row? And, like, yet they've only won it once in the past number of years. Gianelli has set an outstanding game. Bentara was incredible. Lube needs to lose one to activate. Yeah, pretty much. A little bit. Holy shit. Can we figure out the audio Lega Volley, please? Yeah, I don't even know if we need to necessarily go over the stats of this match too much. It was, we have Bentara who led the match in scoring, 14 for 28. Not a great efficiency out there altogether, though. You definitely have to say that. Blotnitsky ended up having a pretty good match, mostly in that third set. Russo was outstanding. Soleil was outstanding. Gianelli was incredible. And, as much as it's about what Perugia was doing, it's also what Lube wasn't doing. Lube didn't serve all that tough. Bonifonte didn't have a great game. Balasso was kind of not there. Botolo wasn't used enough and wasn't great in reception. Nikolov wasn't all that present either. Just not an outstanding performance by Lube, but by any means. And it just seems like sometimes they just lack that juice. Like they don't really have that American mentality where you can always come back. Like they really get down on themselves a little bit. Yeah, pretty poor performance overall from Nikolov as well too. I would think so. Did they give? What is that? Like, did they give Gianelli? Is that a lamp? I mean, yeah, I would agree with that sniper, but he's scoring with his eyes closed like 80% of the time. So, yeah, no, there's not much to be said about this match. It was just utter domination. Like they got 15 more kills or 15 more points overall in this match. 12 more kills, 3 more blocks, 3 more aces. So yeah, Perugia takes game 1 of this series. Your prediction is Trentino will win the league next season. I mean, that's the thing, is that Trentino, the past 3 years, like Trentino has really, like, one year they lost Spertoli, and that really affected them. This year they lost Nikolov. Like for this year, all year they lost Lavia, and then they lost Nikolov as well. So, yeah, like it's like if Trentino doesn't lose Lavia, if like they have Lavia healthy, even if they get him healthy back in like December, and they have Micheletto, it's a much different story. It's a much different story. But they don't, so you can't play that kind of like what if game overall. I do think, I'm pretty sure Trentino's keeping Foch next year. I think they should. He's outstanding. He has had a massive year for them. Let's check out Trentino. No Four yet on their roster next year for Trentino. Oh yeah, Adriano is joining Trentino as well. That should be interesting. That definitely should be interesting. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of question marks around Nikolov, but I have like Moni, but I've been supremely impressed with how he's handled himself in the Russian league. Like the Russian league is not an easy league to play in by any stretch of the imagination. I do think it's slightly a less technical game and much more of a physicality game, which obviously benefits Moni quite a bit. But I think I was really impressed by the way Moni manages games better than Bonifonte. And that was one of the big things for Bulgaria at the World Championships. And I know that you can point out to the fact that they had the easiest path ever to be able to get to the finals. But they still made it there with a very young team, led by two very young brothers, 18 and 21, for whatever it's worth. And Moni I felt that he really managed it. Like, they play Alex ball in the best way possible by giving touches to everyone else. So, yeah, it's a little bit different out there. Yeah, I mean, the fast turtle, I talked about it in my season preview, that Bonifante's ability to not have a sophomore slump would really determine how well this team could do. Because his play down the stretch last year, especially in the playoffs, was one of the reasons they made it to the final. The way he managed that offense, the way he was able to lead that team. However, I will say that one of the benefits that they had last year is that you could dish a high ball to Alex on the left side, and then you could also dish a high ball to Lagumja on the left side too. And, Bonifonte, when he's on top of his game, he runs a really good offense, but then we know he just gets trigger happy with Alex. So, yeah, you guys are talking about that quarterfinal. And I mean, yeah, I thought Moni managed that game incredibly well. Incredibly well. You have your big swinger who's not able to score, and he didn't really get going until the fourth set, the end of the third into the fourth. And, for you to still manage your team and to keep things going and to be working with the different guys that they had out there, I thought that really showed Moni's maturity. We just saw that maturity from the VNL all the way through. Yeah, he's Bonifonte is going to St. Petersburg next year. But yeah, that's a bit of a disappointing game overall here. I was hoping for it to be a little bit more entertaining. And it was good. The first set I thought was good. Second set, the first half is good, and the third set was just an absolute dud. But yeah, that'll do it for me for today. Appreciate everyone coming to hang out and enjoying the stream. Next stream will be Saturday. Super Saturday, I'm going to call it, because there is just a million things going on. Why you feel bad for opposing middles going against Bulgaria? Will I stream Zavierci versus Lublin? I would like to stream Zavierci versus Lublin. However, if I'm not mistaken, that game is on at like it's on like my priority on Saturday is going to be Women's Champions League. I mean, I think that's an obvious one. Because yeah, Lublin and Zavierci starts at 8:45. Vafakafan Corneliano starts at 10. So, yeah, I think I might hop on a little bit early just to watch it, but we'll see. Yeah, we will see. I would like to, but I think the priority has to be Champions League for sure. Yeah, they like teams do need to be aware. Like if Bulgaria can get an opposite, like if Bulgaria can get an opposite that'll really help them, that will be where things get very dangerous. Because if you have Moni in the front row who can jump up and everyone's gonna want to commit block on him because they don't want to get clipped, and then he's going to be able to dish it back to the opposite, then it'll be game over. I think they're getting Dimitrov back this year, and that we'll see. Lublin will be strong next year too. I mean, it'll be interesting to see. I think Ogawa, like, because Ogawa is probably going to be going there, right? Ogawa's really going to have to step it up in terms of serve receive. Like Ran actually isn't that great in serve receive. Like we saw that in his time with Monza, he wasn't fantastic, and Ran isn't great hitting out of system either. Rand struggled to hit out of system in the Lega Volley last year, or when he was there. Just Kachino, you like that, eh? And that team did well. Although it did work well in Monza when they had Rand paired with Mar, because out of system they went to Mar, in system they went to Rand. Like Rand is so deadly in system. You get him a little bit of motion, you see a little bit of gaps for him in the block, and he can work on it. But the Plus League is the best blocking league in the world, along with Russia, obviously. So yeah, like I think it'll be interesting for sure. But yeah, okay, that's it for me, everyone. Thank you very much for joining. Saturday morning will be the next time we are live. Okay? Appreciate you all. Have a wonderful rest of your Thursday, wherever it is in the world. Peace.